How is it going, guys? Second day of the week that I'm doing my new market review. I'm really happy to be back. I didn't do too well off the open yesterday, but then I slept through the close because I couldn't sleep before the open. I got too excited and I had to sleep a little bit longer. But I checked my positions, everything was fine. So um, things are finally starting to look up again now that I'm able to focus again. I hope you guys did well. I think lots of you guys caught Nvidia. I think lots of guys missed Roku that I called out yesterday, which was a beautiful long in the morning. Um, so let's look at what we have here today. I think the market looks like it might be it's still over that compound symbol that I've kind of created yesterday after seeing that this is possible in Thinkorswim is still over the upper Celt. Um, but when you look at the volume profile here, um, it looks like we kind of didn't get over that point of control at the end of the day. So perhaps we might see a little bit of a pullback in the markets in the next few days. I've also seen when you look at some of the big stocks, like Microsoft, for example. Where are you? Let me just type it in. Look at Microsoft. Candles like these, they are not indicative of, they might show a little bit of exhaustion now. So perhaps like a pullback into the 179, 180 area, it might be a good idea to count on now that, that's just after this being this overextended, this might want to pull in. And since the market has been driven by all those tech stocks, and with let's look at Apple nonetheless. Apple not being able to break those all-time highs again after here, failing here, trying, but always failing that 325. You might see, a larger dip down to 350 and 313, 312 area before this manages to hold again. Might give a nice opportunity to buy the dip if we close, in the 312 area, 313 area by the end of the week. I might start looking at some longs for a week or 2 weeks out. So that's that for now. But let's go to my watch list. First on the list is Facebook. So continuing, just a little bit of bearish sentiment here. Nothing, too big, nothing to go ball steep. But this had bad news yesterday. Honestly, I did not read them. But as far as I heard, it's about data again and data security and all that stuff. So lots of volume. It's had these before, like these days where it sold off for 2 days or something like that. So I'm not too concerned just yet, unless we get back under the 200. That's when I'll probably start getting a bit concerned again. But for now, let's just see. It might be a nice day trade into the 206, 205, 204 kind of area here. That there's lots of support here that might everyone who missed it yesterday, they might want to sell tomorrow. So a break of that 206.50 that could give us a move down to, look what we have here, 204. Maybe it wants to fill that gap here. So that might be a nice second day play on these news into the 205, 204 area to close this gap here. Then we also have this gap down here, down at 202. If it wants to keep going, that might be the next target from there. But definitely, could be something bearish to look at for a short-term trade. Next one, AAL. That one I really like long. Airlines have been doing well. I called out LUV as well yesterday, which looked, made a big move off the open. This one, it's making higher lows here, or it's, it's bottomed. a little bit. It's back over the 200. SMA has, of course, resistance with the 30 here ahead, but over the upper cult. So tomorrow, if the market stays strong or like wants to stay strong, and this one retests, perhaps this 2970 kind of area, then this one could be a decent long, for a few days into the, the ranges are small in these small stocks, but still worth playing, like if this wants to keep going, because it seems to have taken earnings quite well, like I guess good earnings, then some institutions probably try to get out here on this spike. No matter what, it took them well now. Like people are buying it, I guess institutions are buying it up here. So if we get over the 30, I think this could be definitely a really nice long into 30.50 and 31 as the next targets. And perhaps, like even, like 31.70, 32 kind of area in the medium term. Next one, RH. This is nothing, like that you want to chase from here. But if this comes back into this 233 area, this could be, like it shows, like a few signs of holding over, that previous resistance in these areas, 233, 230 area. This could be a nice long because it's broken out of this, like this flag pattern here, and it's still in a decent uptrend. So this is something that you definitely want to keep in mind, keep on watch for now, and see when this wants to make its next move. Like we have the volume. I mean, it's not super high, but it's higher than what we've had before. Kind of decent, similar to what we've had here. So yeah, this is definitely something to look at in the next few days or even weeks. Next one, Lulu. It's on a tear. It's unimpressed by any market pullbacks or whatever. So got back over the upper celt here yesterday, closed over the upper celt. Everything is looking great for a long. Even like here the 4 hour tested its own upper celt, tested that breakout level at 250 and held. So if we get just like perhaps when it's already like made a move like this, if you want to long it, then you long it for a short trade. If it runs on the open, then like you take the calls and you sell them into the opening spike. Say if this spikes into 254, 255 off the open, and you manage like to get some calls in the dip, then you don't want to hold this stuff because it's already made its move. But next time, like we see a little bit of a curl over that upper celt, say like something like this here, this something similar like this, that could be a nice entry level for this to for a couple days swing for a move higher, because this definitely wants to move higher, doesn't have earnings coming up just yet, and like look at this uptrend. So as long as we don't break any of these trend lines, let's see, this, so as long as we don't break this is definitely bullish. Let's look at, say, a retracement channel. I'm not sure if that's what it's actually called, but just regression channel. Say from this low up to the high. So if it breaks, that one standard deviation here, that could be, like that's actually a good spot to buy. Like it's been a spot to buy all throughout here. When we took it from here, it broke under here. That was a good spot to buy. So I would probably say unless it breaks the 2 standard deviation, this might still be a buy at the 1. But yeah, that's how you could probably like estimate where you want to take your longs uh, to like get a lower risk entry. Next one, ABC. This one popped up on my close over upper kilt scan yesterday. This is a really interesting one, and I have to go out to the monthly for this. I had to go out to draw my levels. Really nice bottoming pattern. I'm not sure about the options, how liquid they are. Let's see. So the February options, yeah, well, the spread is like 20, 30 cents wide, 20 cents wide on calls, 30 cents wide on puts. So you want to make sure you get a good entry with illiquid or, like wide spreads like this. But this gets over that 95, breaks that monthly trend line. I think this does have, like the potential to run back into the 100, and from there, like if this wants to go, it does, like it can go if it wants to. So might want to do some fundamental research on this as well, like what causes the spike. And if we go back to the daily, it's closed over that upper kilt. And what I really like is how it actually tested that level quite nicely, that 90, 92, 85, 84 level, and closed back over the upper kilt. So if this, like shows some strength tomorrow, this could be a really nice, especially over 95. This could be, like a really nice long, medium term long to size into for, like a nice run into the 100. Next one, Amazon. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's another one that what I saw. Like these kind of candles, they are usually fairly bearish. Especially like just like Microsoft, it's quite extended to the upside. So if you look at the levels here, like under that 21, let's say 21, 2110. I mean, might have already made its move, but 2110 might be like an initial target actually. If we get like a decent open, like perhaps like in the 2145 area or something like that. Like there's several levels of support. 2135, then of course the point of control of the volume profile 2130. And probably like an initial target for a sell-off into 2110. That's definitely something that you could be looking at in this one, just because God, look how extended this is. I mean, we've said that about Tesla before, but I don't think Amazon is as highly shorted as Tesla, because like Tesla does like a big part of the move is, of course, a short squeeze. So this, I don't expect to go as parabolic as it did. It had good earnings, it had its move, people bought in, and now there's some profit taking, and we could definitely like expect a move down to 2110 in the next few days. Or let's, what? How about we use the Fibonacci's? See, top, bottom. Wait, let's do that right. Top, snap it to the bottom. So 2115, that 61.8 level is always, quite a pretty good support. So 2115 could be a decent, like if you get a good entry here in the 2150 area, this might be, like a nice target, even for, like look at the range for a day trade. So yeah, that's probably how I would, like set certain targets. And, it's just funny how that 2115 is exactly like that support level that I was looking at here as well. We look at the 2111. So yeah, like look at this 2115 level as a target for a short. Next one, CI, another one that popped up on my scanner. closed over the upper kilt. This looks really nice after earnings, took the earnings really well. If this gets over 216 tomorrow, this, like we have the gap fill here. That at 217.84, and then we have the 220 level that's fairly close by. Like that, it's definitely, like if this wants to go 220, it's definitely a nice target, just for the whole number as well. And then we are getting close to all-time highs. And this, again, we have to go out to the monthly, or maybe I went to the weekly. We look at this. This has been consolidating for 2 years now. So if this wants to go, if this wants to break these highs, this might be a nice medium to long-term entry as well. And you've seen here, if this breaks a consolidation, it can, it can go, what's that? It's almost that's almost 100%, 80%, something like that. So perhaps what I would be looking for here, is perhaps a tag of the highs, or a tag of 220, 220, what's it, 222, then a curl, and then the breakout. That's what I would be looking for in this one if it wants to go. Oh, by the way, beautiful double bottom here as well. So yeah, that's probably what I would be looking for in this one. Second to last, Intel. I hope someone caught that. I called that one out off the open as well, of that break of that trend line on the daily. It's now over that critical Fibonacci level here, and we are coming up to another important breakout point at 67.60. We've tested it here, but it didn't go, which is okay. It consolidated. It held the Fibonacci level, held above the Fibonacci level, which is really important. So now let's see if we open over the 4-hour upper kilt here tomorrow. That could be like a nice, continuation long into the 68 level up here, which would be like the next resistance. And then, of course, the highs aren't too far away. Last one, Okta, OKTA. That one is approaching the highs as well, is blasted through lots of resistances. We have, some more, just a few more coming up here in that 138 area where it failed today. But the highs are not far away, and it closed above the upper kilt here again. So when you look at some of that stuff, like this is like that classic upper kilt setup. Closes over, comes back, holds, and then keeps going. Then it breaks out. So hopefully we get something similar to this. There's no earnings on the horizon, and we just broke out of this kind of flag pattern here. We are in the range. We have room to go to the top of that channel. So yeah, this could be another nice swing for the coming days or weeks. So yeah, that's that. Thanks, guys. It's great to be back. It's great to focus on the stuff again. Please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We really are trying to crack that YouTube algorithm to send more people our way, because we really think we have something special going on, and the content is just getting better and better. And you guys are getting better and better. Like when I see, I keep saying it, but you guys keep getting better. The way you talk to each other, the way you choose your entries, it's amazing to see. And I think it's making us as a team better. It makes me a better trader. And it's really going to be something special once this keeps growing and we get a larger group that trades the same way we do. So share the content, subscribe, like the video, do all the things that help the algorithm. And I'll see you guys at the open. Thanks, guys.